biggest problem the powers that be would have us think is fear, and that we've got to do something to alleviate the great fear. That we've got news reports to escalate our fear. That we've got statistics compiled to escalate our fear. That we get directives all the time to make us feel that our fear is being dealt with by the powers that be. All of those things are going on to teach us that our fear is real and that we must respect our fear. Well, I want to say that the real problem, the real psychological problem, is not at all our fear. The real problem is addiction. The problem is the addiction to violence that our country is strapped with and that we've got to deal with. We need to respond to every incident. They need to respond to every incident. We need to respond not with fear, but with the recognition that what they are doing is a reflection of their addiction. They respond to order. They need order and deployment of weapons because that serves their addiction. They need to design an economy for perpetual war because it serves their addiction. They need bases and drones and troops and coups and regime change because it serves their addiction. They need to use torture and to kill civilians. They need military corruption of the minds of the young, a militarization of the mind through video games and through toy guns and through killer heroes because it serves their addiction. And they need to militarize our police departments and our border patrols and all of the apparatus of violence that they use for responding to every incident because it serves their addiction. And we need the School of the Americas Watch to keep vigilant to the way they use the School of the Americas to train people all over the world to be similarly addicted and to continue with the violence. SOA Watch has been doing very good work in that respect, but so have lots of other organizations. When people tell you, but I'm afraid for my children in school, I'm afraid for the wars, I'm afraid for what's going to happen all the time, you need to let them know that fear is not the problem is addiction. And what they need to do is organize with other people to deal with and resist that addiction, because that is a cure for fear. If they could do it through joining an organization like SOA Watch and resist militarization, or like Black Lives Matter and resist police killings and brutality, or like any of the kinds of organizations and groups that we've talked about today. But if they do that, they will not be debilitated by an engineered fear, and they will instead be working to resist something much more severe, which is addiction. So that's about all I have to say. Thank everybody for being here. Take the good word back to your friends.